Hi guys, hope you're fine and doing well. So today we will be discussing this problem from the LeetCode, which is count substrings that differ by one character. So this is the 15th problem of the dynamic programming series. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, you can consider watching them since it will be really helpful for you to understand the concepts in the upcoming videos. And if you are new to this channel, you can consider subscribing it and give a thumbs up to this video. So let's get started with this question. So what does this question tries to say is that we are given two strings S and T, and we have to find the number of ways we can choose a non-empty substring from S, and we can replace that any character of that substring by different character, and then the resulting substring should be equal to sum of the substring in T. Or in other words, we have to find the number of substrings in S that differ from some substring in T by exactly one character. We have to keep in mind that we are required to count those number of strings which differ exactly by one character. And let's have a look at this example. Like for this example, we have a string, this compute and compute and A. So these differ by only one character like E and A. So this is one of the examples. So now let's have a look at another example. So here we are given a string S and string T. And now let's have a look like how many different ways are possible to select strings from S and T such that they differ by single character. So if I have selected this substring, then how many other substrings that differ by single character are possible? So one is this possible and the other is this. So for when we have selected only A, then two are possible. And now if I select the next substring of length 1, then it is B. Then how many substrings differ by exactly one character are this and this, A and this A. So basically they are again 2. So if I select this B, then they are again 2. Now I have another substring of length 1 which is left A. For this A, again these two will be the two substrings that are possible. So now let's have a look at substrings with length as 2. So if I take AB, then I can clearly see that there is no substring possible which differs in single character because we are given AB, and if we find a substring in T of something of the form A and then any character here, then we can still say that this answer is possible, but there is no answer possible since here it is B and A. So here both characters differ from AB. And similar is the case with B and A. Again, here we find A and B. So here they are differing by two characters. So it is again not possible. And similar is the case with when we take A, B and A. So if we take this part, then again they differ by two characters. So only these are the ways possible which total contributes out to be 6. For this test case, the answer is 6 as we can see. And in case like if we take this example, we are given A and B, we are given B and B. So if we take this A, then how many substrings are possible that differ by single character? There are 2. So for single A, there are 2. If I take B, no substring is possible which differ by one character. Now if I take these two together, so there is this string that differs by single character which is this B and this A. So basically if I take A and B, then only one way is possible. So this total contributes to 3. So this is our answer. So now let's have a look like how can we approach to this problem. So if we are given this substring A, B, C, D, this is the S substring that we are given, and then we are given something of substring T, which is X, Y, Z, and again like D. Okay, so this is what we are given in T. So what is the brute force solution that we can think of? So firstly, let's have a look at all the substrings of the S that can be made, which are A, B, C, D, which are of length 1, and for the length 2, they are AB, BC, and CD. For the length 3, it is ABC and BCD, and for the length 4, it is ABCD. So these are the lengths of these substrings. And similarly, what we will do is we will find all the substrings for this T as well. And now we will be storing these set of substrings in list 1 and these set of substrings in list 2. Now we will be iterating over list 1, and what we will notice is if we are at like this particular index, and this is our substring that is available to us, which is AB. Now we will look for the same length substrings in this list 2, and once we have found out all the substrings of length same as AB in this list 2, then what we will do is we will simply compare all the characters of this string with each of those strings that we have found out. Like if we found out CX, DP, or GI, these are the substrings that we found out in this. And let's consider another one also, which is B and B. So like these are the substrings that we found out in list 2, and in list 1 we are currently at this particular index and the substring is AB. We will compare this AB with BB, and then next CX, DP, GI. So why are we comparing is we just want to check like by how many characters do these strings differ. Like AB and BB differ from 1 character, and AB and CX differ from 2 characters. Similarly, DP 2 characters, GI also 2 characters. Or in fact, if there was another string like AB in this list too also, so here they don't differ by any character. So from all these outputs, our only potential answer is this one, which differs by only single character, not even 0, not even any other characters that it differs by. So for this, we will simply apply a for loop from I is equal to 0 till the length. And what we will do is if basically characters ch of list 1 of I something is not equal to character of list 2 of j, something that we are standing at. So this is, then what we will do is we will simply increase this difference variable. So this difference variable we will create just outside this for loop, which will be initialized to 0, which will just contain like how many characters is it differing from. So in case this difference comes out to be 1 after this for loop iteration, then what we will do is we will simply count plus plus. Count is a variable that we will create just to store how many substrings are there which only differ by single character. So now let's have a look at the time complexity for this problem. Now to create a list 1, then since the size of this S string is n, so O of n square will be the time complexity to create this list1 string, since we require just two indices to iterate over this string, and this will be the substring that will be available to us. And because there are two indices that we need to iterate upon, so two for loops, hence n square. And similar will be the case for the string t, and its size is m, so O of m square. 1 second. Yes. So for this string, it is O of m square. Now, what we are required to do is we have to iterate over all the elements of the list one. So it will be roughly O of n square multiplied by. Now we will be checking for each element in this list 2 as well. So it will be O of m square. O of n square multiplied by O of m square. And then after that, in between these two for loops, what we will do is we will apply another for loop for iterating over each index. Like if we got the string AB, then for iterating over all the indices of this, so which will also roughly contribute to O of n. So we clearly see that in case m and n are equal, so this comes out to be n to the power 5. So let's see what are the constraints for this problem. So the constraints of this problem are that we are given s as 100 in the worst case, and t as well as 100. So basically 10 to the power 2 to the power 5, which comes out to be 10 to the power 10. So since we know that in 1 second we are just able to perform 10 to the power 8 operations per second, so definitely this should give time limit exceeded. But I did try that, it is not giving actually time limit exceeded in this case. But we will see that how can we optimize our approach and reduce this time to further. Like in the case these constraints would have been more larger, then it would have definitely given time limit exceeded. So now let's look at how can we just decrease the time complexity for this problem. So this is a three-dimensional DP solution, and just a quick disclaimer before we start. It is completely fine if you do not come up with this approach at first, because after you have practiced a lot of problems of the similar type, it will be really easy for you to understand and identify like which problems these concepts will be applicable to. So let's understand how the solution works. So in short, what does three-dimensional DP solution mean is that the solution is dependent on three factors. So the first factor is that we have to iterate over string S. The second factor is that we have to iterate over T. So these two cannot be avoided. And the third thing that cannot be avoided is that we need to check the previously that we did difference variable that stores like how many characters does the both substrings differ by. So this is the third factor that cannot be avoided. So that is the reason we call it a three-dimensional DP solution. And in generally we have seen that in two-dimensional DP solution we generally deal with 2D arrays. So like this. So it becomes really easy to visualize them. But in three-dimensional DP it becomes little difficult since it is a three-dimensional array. So it becomes difficult to visualize and see that how our answer is building up. So what does this array signify is the array that is marked with orange. It is basically this first layer of this three-dimensional array. So this is the first layer. It represents the first layer. And what does this blue array represent? It is the second layer of the three-dimensional array, right? And here we have, for this axis we have taken this string s, and for this length we have taken string t, and then for the breadth we have taken this difference variable. So the difference is, I am repeating it again, that it is basically the number of characters by which both strings differ. Like this difference will be 1 in case the strings are AB and AX. So here they both differ by this single character. And in case the both strings are AB and AB, then this difference will be 0. So for the first layer, this difference will be 0, and for the second layer, the difference will be 1. And since we have to find that for the difference 1 only, then we do not need to extend this array to like when the difference between two characters is 2 or 3. So now let's understand what does these cells of both the matrices mean to us. So let's consider firstly for this matrix, we are standing at this cell, and what's the meaning of this cell is that when we started iterating this string from left to right, now currently we are standing at this index, and we started iterating this string s from top to bottom, and currently we are standing at this index which is p. So this will contain a value x. So now what does this x value mean is that this x is the length of that common string from string s and that string t, which is ending at these both indices respectively. Like the string that is ending at this b, which is from this string s, and that string that is ending at this b, which is from this string t. And these both strings that are ending at these both particular indices, their difference of characters is this 0. And similarly, when will be standing at this index for this matrix, then their both difference will be 1. Now let's understand with the example, like what will be the value of x in this case. So the value of x in this case will be 2. Let's see how. So the string that is ending at this index is basically AB. So it is coming from string S, this AB. And the string that is ending at this index from string T is again AB, right? So this X is the length of that string basically, which is ending at these both indices, which are B and P. And these both strings do not differ by any character, or they differ by 0 characters, as you can clearly see here. So this is what this array means. Hence, this string length is 2 and this string length is also 2. So it will come out to be 2 here. And now if we check for like this particular index, so here the answer will be 1, right? So this is what the string means. And now let's similarly check for this matrix also, that just let me clear it out. Yes. So like if we are standing at this index and this index. So firstly look at this particular index. What does this mean to us? So the length of the string will be AB. Oh, sorry, the string will be AB, which will come from S, and string will be T. That will be coming from T will be AB. And now, since these both strings are equal, and if we check that how many characters do they differ by is 0. But in this matrix, we are filling that length which differ by a single character. So for this case, it is not possible that we fill the value 2 here, because this will mean that this is the length of the string that is just differing by one character, but actually it is not differing by one character, it is differing by 0 characters. So here for this case, this value will be 0. But similarly, if we are standing at like this index, let's consider this index. Yes. So what is the length of the string from S that is ending at this index, and what is the length of the string S that is ending at this index? And these both strings differ by single character. So let's see that it is just B, which is coming from string S, and from the string T, the string that is coming is only string A. So these are both the strings that differ by single character. So if we try that, what are other the possibilities? So if AB was coming from string S and B, one second, yes, and BA, this part, was coming from string T, then the value would have been 2 for the difference. These both basically these both strings differ by 2 characters. So this is not the value that needs to be filled here, because here we are filling that value that is differing by just 1 character. Hence, this is the right case. And for this, the length of the string is basically 1. This is what we will be filling here. So now let's have a look how these arrays will be populated. Since we know that this orange array means that it is the length of the string which do not differ by any character, or they differ by 0 characters. This is the meaning of this orange array, and the meaning of this blue array is that this is the value of those strings, length of the strings that differ by only 1 character. So from this it is quite evident that firstly, let's fill this array character by character. So let's consider that we are just comparing single characters. So if we are standing at this character of string S and this character of string T, so what will be the length of the string that is ending at A and is of length 1, and moreover they differ by 0 characters. So it will be obviously 1. And similar is the case with when we are at A and then we are at B. So what will be the value when we are at A and B? What will be the length? It will be 0, because A and B are not equal. Similarly, for this, A and A are equal. So here the length is 1, and this when we are standing at B, because A and B are not equal, so there is no meaning of the length of the string that differs by 0 characters, because here only they are just differing by 1 character. So we will be putting 0 here. And similarly, one second, yes. Now when we are at B and A, so what will be the value? Because they are not equal, it will be 0. When we are at B and B, what will be the value? Because they are equal, it will be 1. But if we clearly analyze that, because if we talk about the string that is ending at A and A, which is this index, so its length is 1 and they differ by 0 characters. So definitely, if these differ by 0 character and the next 2 characters are also equal and they also differ by 0 character, then we can combine these two strings. Like firstly we had A and A. So from them the answer was 1. So they differed by 0 characters. And for the next character of in for these strings in continuation was B. So now we just checked for B, that is it equal? Yes, it was equal, and hence we put 1 here. But the other string that is possible is AB when we combine them. Hence, what value we will put here is, it will be this, because B and B are equal, so we will put 1 plus this previous value, which depicts this string, which will be 2. And similarly, for this when we are standing at A, it is obviously 0 because they are not equal. So when we are standing at this B, let me just clear this out. Yes. So when we are standing at this B, so because they are equal, so 1 is for sure added, and then we will check for this previous A, and here also this previous A. Like, what is the length of the string that ends at these both A and that differs by 0 characters? So it is 1, this one, because it is just at the intersection of these rows and columns. So our answer will be 1 plus 1, which is 2 for this case. This one plus, because they are equal. And similarly, now next when we will be standing at, give me a second. Yes. So then now when we will be standing at this A and this A. So the length that is possible is 1 because 0, because previous is 0. And when we stand at B, then because both are not equal, so it will be simply 0. And yes, and when we are standing at this A, because both are equal, then what will be the value possible here? It will be 1 because both are equal, and then we will check for this index, which is 2. So 1 plus 2, it will come out to be 3. And when we are standing at this B, so this value will be basically 0 because they both are not equal. Right, so this is how we will be filling this orange array, which means that these are the values of the length of strings which differ by 0 characters. Now let's see what is the case with when they differ by 1 character. When we are at A and A, because they both are equal, so definitely for this case they do not differ by 1 character. So here answer will be 0 because they are equal. So they do not differ by 1 character, hence it will be 0. When we are standing at A and B, so we will be checking that because they are unequal, so it is definitely possible that these both do not match, and hence answer will at least be 1. And then what other thing we will check is that till this A, which is ending at the string that is ending at this A, and the string that is ending at this empty string. What is the length of the string that differ by a single character? It is simply this 0. So here only answer will be 1. And here again, when we are standing at this A and this A, because they are both equal again, so it is not possible. We will simply put 0. And when we are at this A and this B, because they are unequal, 1 is for sure, and then we will be checking for answer of the string, length of the string that will be ending at this A and this empty string, and that differs by only single character. So that is basically this 0. So answer will be 1 in this case only. And similarly, we'll be looking for this value of B when we are standing at, just wait a second. Yes, so when we are standing at this B, so and this value A, because they are both unequal, so this answer will be simply 1. But we need to check one thing also, that I agree that this B and this A are unequal, so here the answer will be 1. But we need to check another thing. And what is that other thing is that if we append just this character to that string, which string? Basically this string. And this string means that these both strings are equal and they differ by 0 characters. So the previous strings differ by 0 characters and the next character just differs by obviously 1 character. So this is also another possibility. This should also contribute to our answer. But till now, we have not been adding this. So let's check this. So the value that should be added is this A value. Let me show you again that when we are standing at this B and A, so what will be the length of the string that is ending at this A and this empty string, and they differ by 0 characters. So if they differ by 0 characters and if this string differs by 1 character, so this can whole contribute to this string differs by 1 character, right? So we will just here put the length of the string, right? So for this, we will just consider this one value plus the value to the previous index, not here, but in this index, which is 0. So here answer will be simply 1. And now let's check here again that what is the value possible, because they both are equal, so it is not possible. So we'll simply put 0 here. And again, when we are at B and here we are standing at A, then it is definitely 1 because they both are not equal. And what we will check other thing is that here we will not check this value, because if we are adding this value, this means that these two characters also are differing by 1. So we will add this, and these two characters are also differing by 1. So this will contribute to, if we add these both and just put 2 here, so this means that here both characters are differing by 2 values, which are BA and AB. So this is totally wrong. So we should not do this here. Hence, we should simply add 1 and check the previous value from here. So it means that the total string that is ending at A and B, and that is basically differing by 0 characters. So it is obviously 0. So the answer will be 1. And similarly here the answer will be 0, and for this the answer will be 0 because they both are equal. And again, they A and B are unequal. So the answer will be 1 for this case. And for this case, answer will be 0 and again 1. So after this, we will add all these values in this array because we just require the total number of ways, sorry, total not ways, but total number of substrings that differ by only 1 character. But the question is, we defined the value of this cell as that it is the length of the string. Then how can we just add the length of the string and claim that these are the number of substrings? So if we clearly check that, for example, for this value, here the value is 2. So we mean to say that this is the substring of S and T that differ by 0 values and its length is 2. But if we want to count the total number of substrings that end at this B or these two values, and they differ by 0 characters, so it will be definitely one substring will be AB, AB, and the other substring will be B. So this count is also equal to 2. So it generally doesn't make any difference if we add all these values up. So this will come out to be 1, 1, and total will be 6. So let's check out the answer for this test case. And hence, yes, it is 6. So now let's look how we can code this problem. So firstly, we will be creating a DP array and its size will be, uh, I will be taking 101, 101 because the constraints are the length of the S and T is 100. and here I will just keep 2 because I just need to check for 0 and 1 value, like the substrings that differ by only 0 characters and 1 character. Now I'll simply iterate over n. Let me declare n. N is the length of this string and m is the length of t string. And j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to m, j plus plus. Now I will check if s dot caret of I minus 1, because I have started with 1, so that is the reason I am just doing I minus 1, because it will give exception otherwise. So t dot char at of j minus 1. So if they both are equal, I will simply append dp of I of j of 0, because they are equal, so they will differ by 0 characters by 1. Or else what will I do is I of j of 1, because they differ by 1 character, I will simply put 1. Now I'll again apply this for loop, and now what will I check is if s dot caret of I minus 1 is equal to t dot caret of j minus 1. If this is equal, we will do something, or else we will do something else. So here what we will do is we will simply add dp of I of j of 0 is equal to dp of I of j of 0 plus dp of I of basically I minus 1 and j minus 1 and 0, right? Or for the other array, what we will do is dp of I of j of 1 is equal to dp of I of j of 1 plus dp of I minus 1 j minus 1 of 1. And similarly, if they are not equal, so this is the case that I am taking here, like if these both characters are not equal, let me just change the color. Yes, for example, this a is not equal to this b, right? So what is the total number of substrings that are possible that differ by only single character? So it will be simply, because these both characters do not differ, it will be 1 plus we will check for answer for these values. Basically, the substrings that end with 0 characters, not end with 0 characters, but they differ by 0 characters and end till these two indices. So this value is obviously present here, which is this value, so which is 0 in this case. So this we will add this value here. So dp of I of j of 1 plus equal to dp of I minus 1 of j minus 1 of 0. Here we need to be cautious in this case that it should be 0. And we are done with it. Now we will simply just create a count variable and iterate over all the indices of the blue array, and then we will return our answer dp of I of j and for the blue array, and we will here simply return our count variable. So let's see if our code is working. So yes, it is working correct. So now let's try to submit this. Yes, it is working correctly. And if we analyze the time complexity for this problem, it is just reduced to n cross m cross 2. Basically, 2 is negligible, we can ignore it also. It is just for this 0 and 1, right? So hope you understood the solution to this video, and if you appreciate my work, you can consider subscribing to this channel and giving thumbs up to this video. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.